So what do you call yourself?
Antonio Montana. And you? What you call yourself?
We're in the place they call the Amway Center in downtown Orlando, Florida. It's the home of the Magic, where we are broadcasting our action live today. Welcome, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, as we get set to bring you some terrific NBA action. A quick check now at the starting lineups for both teams. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Oladipo?
He plays with a frenetic energy, a great rebounder and defender. With his strength and athleticism, I think Oladipo could become one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA.
Love his game. Victor Oladipo. He gets it done at both ends, fellas. The real deal, and I think he's got a really good future in the NBA.
You take a look at the Suns. Still early in the season, but the front office and coaching staff likes what they are seeing from this team so far. Better winning percentage than last year.
Well, right now for the Suns, they found wins really hard to come by. I mean, so far it's been the same story. They're one of the teams that is still looking for answers.
And after an offseason where they'd hoped they'd made some strides, the early returns have not been good, Clark. We'll see if they can get things heading in the right direction.
Now here is Harris. 4 on the shot clock. Oladipo misses.
Remember last year, one of the stranger scenes of the season? Jonas Valanciunas of the Raptors was just winding down the clock, holding the ball. Caron Butler reaches out to shake his hand, and then when Valanciunas responds with his hand, Butler steals the ball from him. I mean, it's like the Keystone Cops out there.
Well, back to Butler. I remember that play. Just a strange thing, Clark, to see. But it might have been, just him having a little fun with the rookies.
Well, it taught the valuable lesson of never stop playing until that horn sounds, Kevin. The game wasn't close, so it was of no consequence and ended up being one of the more entertaining scenes from the NBA last year.
Both free throws good from Mann. So for Phoenix, their last game, a loss to the Bobcats in Charlotte.
And one of the factors in that game was they just couldn't get to the foul line and get enough points from the free throw line to make a difference.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanked off the rim. They were letting them hear about that.
No matter who it is, that kind of defense is not going to cut it.
You know, there was a lot of talk about the Magic not getting equal value when they traded Dwight Howard to the Lakers before last season, but you take a look at how both teams started, the Lakers and the Magic, and for a time there, the Magic had a better record early in the season than the Lakers. So I think it worked out okay for the Magic.
Harris with it. Picked up by Brown. And the foul called on Markieff Morris. That's his first foul. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. For 3, Nelson. Rebound by Caron Butler. Well, Clark, like you said, hard to believe, but it's true. The Magic did have a better record than the Lakers for the early part of the season, but that was mostly due to a surprise down year from the Lakers, Steve, and a hot start for Orlando.
And remember, the Magic did get that big win at Staples against L.A. That was kind of a revenge for the D. Howard trade. But as time wore on, the Magic's lack of talent showed, and they really struggled the rest of the season. He's a grinder. Love what he does under the offensive boards, really bringing energy and life to his team.
The Magic shooting their first free throw of the evening. That's good from Vucevic.
What a breakout year for Vucevic. He was given the chance to start for the Magic, and he showed that he belonged in a starting 5. Just a really good gamble on a player, and the big fella looks to be an impact player for them for the foreseeable future.
Butler kicks to Brown. Pass to man. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Brown. Suns keep it alive. Morris dishes to Gortat. Second shot opportunity. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Orlando, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And for Vucevic, in his second season in the league, 4th in voting last season for the most improved player, and I couldn't disagree, Clark.
I would not either, Kevin. And you've got to like his defensive potential. He's 7 feet tall, and he's got a 7'4" wingspan, so he can help provide all kind of protection around the rim. And, you know, he's got an excellent motor, too. He makes the most of his imposing frame. I like what this guy has been and could become.
Here's Nelson after the made shot from Shannon Brown. Harris passes to Nelson. Tipped away. Harris with it. Caron Butler covering. Here's Oladipo. Off target with his 3.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
I was able to talk with Jeff Hornacek for a moment. This is their first matchup of the season against this squad, and he knows the shot blocking in the middle will certainly be an obstacle. But he said, quote, "We've got to remain aggressive and continue to attack." Guys, he said that putting their bigs in high pick and rolls and shooting the open jumper with confidence will be key. We'll see how they do.
Thanks for the
Man, that was a real arc it up. Now that was pretty. That was just a nice-looking reverse jam right there.
use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
Yeah, no question, Kevin. Great awareness and a terrific finish.
For Phoenix, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Man passes to Butler. Left side, Butler. Here's Man. It's rebounded by Oladipo.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Nelson outside. Dishes to Oladipo. A 3-ball. Good. And a nice assist from Nelson. Nelson's got 3 assists. Moore gets the screen from Davis. Oladipo defended by Morris. And Moore kicks to Davis. There's the dish to Harkless. The pass to Oladipo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots from 12. The shot is off. Some solid defense from Goodwin. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Man in at point guard. Channing Frye out there with Markieff Morris. Then it's Goodwin, and it's Butler in at the 3. Now let's take a second to bring up our rookie leaderboard for a glance at this year's top first-year free throw shooters. Well, you look at Oladipo, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line, and it's nearly automatic. And, of course, B.
Tremendous form and confidence. That's what these two have in common when it comes to shooting free throws.
You're exactly right, and it's very noticeable, too. I mean, every time they've gone to the line in their rookie year, they've gone there extremely self-assured.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Gortat's checked in for Frye. And it's Brown in for Goodwin. Moore outside. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on B. That is his first foul of the game. Orlando making some changes. Tobias Harris is checked in for Andrew Nicholson. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Ejuan Moore. Nelson, right side. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
Well, the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
Well, Tobias Harris last season, guys, sent from Milwaukee to Orlando at the trade deadline. I like this young man's game. He went from a reserve role to starter's minutes and remained very effective.
Outside Butler. He passes to Man. It's hauled in by the Magic. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Yeah, and given how they performed offensively that day, guys, they really had no chance.
Yeah, and the frustration just mounted. You could see it as they continued to come up empty. And by the end, they were really just happy to get out of there and have the game be over. Good ball movement here by the Magic.
Harris. No good from outside. And back to Tobias Harris, now in his 3rd season in the league and still just 21 years of age.
And he's the player that Orlando insisted on in that trade with J.J. Redick. So the versatility they like, the ability to have the skill set of a 3, but also be able to guard a 4. That type of kind of hybrid forward has become very popular in the NBA these days.
Vucevic checked in for Orlando. Maxio comes in for Maurice Harkless. .105 left in the first half of the game. Oladipo dishes to Nelson. They set the pick. He kicks it to Oladipo. The Magic need to get a shot off here. From deep three-point range, Nelson no luck.
This guy's a good three-point shooter, but that was probably from a little bit too far.
Yeah, not what I would call working to get the best shot either.
Shot freed up. Nice work off the pick. Butler's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Nelson kicks to Oladipo. Back to Nelson. Maxio sets a screen for Nelson. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on B. That's foul number 2 for him. We've got 13 seconds left now here in the second. Vucevic, Gortat covering. Here's Nelson, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's called on Channing Frye.
Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
For Orlando, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
Well, they seem to have lost their confidence a little bit as a team from the line. They're shooting only 70% on the year.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
He's perfect from the line this time.
Well, you kind of expect that from him. You pretty much know what the result's going to be when he goes to the line. He's far too tentative in the paint. Even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play. The Suns on top, leading by 6. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
It's been a great game out in Orlando. Thanks for joining us. The Suns are off to a good start. A losing record for them in this early NBA season. They'll try to battle back with a win here. Their second unit giving them instant offense. They've gone to their bench for scoring, and they've answered the call.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. You have to like what we're seeing from Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, he tore it up on the offensive glass in the first couple of quarters. Love the effort you're getting out of him.
Incredibly persistent, which is what it takes to be a successful offensive rebounder. I should know. I used to eat a lot of glass in my day.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So on the floor for Orlando. At the 2 and 3, it's Oladipo and Tobias Harris. Davis at the 4 and Vucevic at the 5. And it's Nelson in at the 1 spot. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
He ended with 11 points, and he was able to dish out a few helpers to teammates as well. It was just one of those games where he was a step slow on many plays and couldn't find his groove. We'll see if it was a fluke that he can rebound from here, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Great job. And you know, even the best players have weak games, Clark, and I think we saw that pretty clearly.
Absolutely, but the difference comes in how do you respond. Do you get down and stay down and get in a slump, or do you bounce back, hop back like a jack-in-the-box, become even stronger the next time?
Well, and I would expect him to do just that, Clark. This is a guy who's very mentally tough. I would think he'll bounce right back and have a good one tonight.
They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
And they've needed every one of those rebounds. I think that's what's put them in front here.
And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That's his first foul.
Looked to me like the defender didn't get squared up and get his feet set.
Good work by the officials. A nice call. That play can be tough to judge sometimes.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Outside Butler, passes to Gortat. The kick out to Brown, 6 to shoot, feeds to Morris. Pulls up. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his third assist on the night.
You know, when he scores buckets like that, Kevin, it just shows that he can bring some of that X factor for his team. Shannon Brown got a chance to find consistent playing time last season, and I thought he had one of his best seasons to date. Did a good job of attacking more instead of settling for the three all the time, and got some extra trips to the foul line as a result.
Harris passes to Vucevic, and the call will go against Caron Butler. That's his first foul. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Oladipo dishes to Davis. Left side Harris. From 10 feet out. And good on the basket. Booking. Harris has got 5 now. And for Shannon Brown, a great athlete. Makes sense for him to drive to the rim.
Yeah, he's had to work on his ball handling. He's got those huge hands. We've seen how good he is finishing in transition. But as his handles have improved, his overall game has expanded as well.
Looking at the numbers for B, he's got 8 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
And that's a good place to get them. You know, they don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
You know, for so long, the Suns had been one of the stronger teams in the West and typically could just blitzkrieg Eastern Conference teams with their offense. That's not the case anymore. It really was the East that got the better of the Suns last season.
Well, back to the Suns against the Eastern Conference. They really seemed to flounder at times, and they had to travel to the East Coast. And, Steve, even when they hosted teams in the desert.
You know, all good things must come to an end, and the Suns' dominance over the East wasn't going to last forever. Because, remember, for many years, the Suns just ran roughshod over the Eastern Conference. But only 8 wins in their 30 games against the East. That was by far the lowest total of anybody in the West.
The defense looking a little bit dazed now. A ferocious throw down there.
Not bad for a player of his size.
Not bad at all. How about that spring coming out of those legs?
To the middle, and it's Oladipo with the jam.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better. The pass, the catch, or the slam?
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed. All of the above. I'm not sure about that shot, guys. The defense really all over.
Nelson kicks to Oladipo. Harkless. He tries for 3. Gets the bucket. Harkless has got 7 points. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Man passes to Morris. B, guarded by Nelson. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Man. Not enough on that one as it misses. The Magic trail by 7. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, it certainly seemed the Magic were to be lost after Dwight Howard, but they have quickly turned things around. The development of their young players last year and nabbing the #2 overall pick in the draft helped speed that process. They took Victor Oladipo and now have a fantastic collection of young talent. We'll see how quickly they can get back to the postseason, guys.
Well, they didn't get it done last season, guys, but they're hoping with the revamped roster, this will be the year. Some changes for Phoenix. Malcolm Lee comes in for Channing Frye. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Shannon Brown. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Suns.
Well, it's impossible to ignore what a good job they've done at the free throw line throughout the game.
And then look at the points in the paint, because they're really winning that battle tonight.
Gortat's checked in for the Suns. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Boy, it was a wreck of a season for the Magic last year. Started off decently, but then it went downhill fast. A 10-game losing streak, followed shortly again with a 12-game losing streak. Surprisingly, they did play well against the West, though.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Clark, as you said, probably the last thing anyone expected last season was for the Magic to do well against the West. But it happened, Steve. Half their wins came out of the conference.
Yeah, they actually had a winning record against the Pacific Division, believe it or not. I think some of that is that the Western teams kind of took Orlando for granted, particularly on the road. But look, in the end, it doesn't matter what your record is in conference, against divisions, against the league. What it's about is your total record, and they're looking to get better.
And the Suns making a change here. Beasley's checked in. Both free throws, good from Gortat.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, sometimes it's contagious. Everybody starts to get comfortable and relaxed, and everything goes in the hoop.
Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Another rebound gobbled up. They are pounding the boards.
And a big part of the lead, guys, is because of the work they've done on the glass. I mean, they have the lead because they've rebounded well.
Right through the D for the layup. Gortat's got 6 points.
And defensively, they're starting to look for answers because ever since halftime, they've been disjointed out there.
Price kicks to Harris. He feeds it to Maxia. Working on Beasley. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Harris off the drive. And Gortat with the block. Here's Bledsoe, and it's good. Caught through contact, it's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking, and they've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
Markieff Morris is checked in for Michael Beasley. The free throw drops for Bledsoe. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Nelson dishes to Davis. Left side, Davis. Shot clock at 5. They need this. A rebound by Gortat. Gortat's got 7 rebounds in the game. From deep, Eric Bledsoe, and that's good. Bledsoe's got 13.
That is a real nice-looking deep 3-ball there, fellas.
Boy, shooting the ball with major confidence.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Suns lead by 15. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. The Magic trail by 15. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Man, he's in at the point. Markieff Morris and Marcin Gortat are down low. Dragic is out there at Bledsoe. Nelson kicks to Price. Out to Harris. Shoots the 3. Phoenix grabs the miss. Bledsoe's got his 4th rebound in this one. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
They lost both games they played against this team last year, which tells you a little bit about how their season went as a whole.
Well, Steve talked about getting swept in the season series last year. Certainly a fate they're hoping Clark to avoid this season.
That's right, Kevin. It was not a season to remember for either of them.
And the first one drops.
Well, coming off his impressive showing in the 2012 playoffs last season, really a breakout season for the dynamic Eric Bledsoe.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Vucevic comes in for Jason Maxia. And it's Oladipo in for Ronnie Price. And Clark, going back to Bledsoe, we knew how tough he could be at the defensive end of the floor, but his progress offensively. You know, Steve, I thought that really turned a lot of heads of GMs around the NBA when he was taking the place of the injured Chris Paul.
Yeah, early in his career, you could back off him defensively. He didn't have a lot of confidence in his shot, but he improved there, and he's such an amazing athlete that he has the ability to play make, to get into the paint and create havoc for the defense.
No good from Mann.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Davis, the pass to Nelson, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on B. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Phoenix making some changes. Caron Butler is checked in for Dragic, and it's Brown in for Eric Bledsoe. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, over that break, I listened in on what head coach for the Magic was getting across in the huddle. He hasn't been happy with their shot selection. He told them, we're forcing things out there, guys. Space the floor, make the extra pass, work for the open shot in the flow of our offense. We'll see if they heed that advice, Kevin.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
Suns leading by 11. Man, guarded by Nelson. Brown outside. Trying to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Orlando's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Here's Nelson, and that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
I just like the way he initiates the pick and roll for his club. I mean, they use it a lot with him because of his success, and it's just difficult to guard.
That's right, Steve. Whether he comes off the screen and takes a shot himself or feeds it inside to the screener, an easy basket is typically the result.
Here's Mann, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
And his confidence has come back since halftime after really a rough first 2 quarters.
The Magic trail by 11. Nelson outside. It's Davis on the wing. He dishes it to Harris. Back to Davis. Morris is there. Nelson from outside. It's hauled in by Brown.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
Now, here is Nelson, defended by Mann. Nelson with another miss.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean,
Hammer time! The rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Yeah, that is Showtime stuff right there. Major highlight reel material.
Nelson off the pick from Davis. Nelson kicks to Vucevic. Harris. There's the pick. Harris, right side. Clock at 6. Kicks to Oladipo. To end the run. Phoenix grabs the miss. Morris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. On the wing, Brown. Pass to Mann. Shoots. No good. In and out. Off the rim.
You know, when the shot's not there for you, you've just got to recognize it, move the ball on.
Yeah, I think he had tunnel vision right there. His only thought was to shoot it, no matter what else was going on.
Nelson with it. Harris dishes to Nelson. The feed now to Oladipo. Pocket 4. Launches a 3. Can't get it to go. Great D that time from Mann.
He has not been on his game, and you know, their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not helped the situation.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, and that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
There's 1:47 left in the 4th quarter. Butler with the steal. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Well, that puts the nail in the coffin.
A clinic in terms of how to play with the lead right there.
Back to Harris. Nelson with a screen on Butler. Harris gets the screen from Vucevic. Three-pointer, Nelson. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And I'll tell you what, they've turned a lot of those rebounds into points at the other end. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area. The lead continues to grow.
Absolutely. Their offense and their D have been equal parts outstanding.
Harris kicks to Vucevic. Back to Harris. They need this one, and that is good.
Seems like guarding him on the perimeter is not a priority for this defense, but it will become one if he continues to knock them down.
50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Mann. Good D by Nelson. The Magic have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Mann.
Kevin, he's missing shot after shot after shot from long range. With time running low, he'd be better off trying something else.
Some solid defense from Vucevic. And for the Magic, they're shooting just 35%. They've got to get better looks. Near the three-point line, it's Nelson. Nelson with another miss.
That's one he knows he should have made.
The shot's good from Mann.
Well, the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way their home team played here today.
And they shouldn't be pleased. I mean, it's a very well-deserved win, Steve. They came into this building and weren't intimidated at all. They were the aggressors.
And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Well, that'll do. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, B.
Easy win for you guys tonight. Did you see that one coming?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. In the NBA, you're always going to be facing good competition. But we've been talking as a team, and we really feel like our game has jumped to another level. These guys were all executing exactly the way Coach wanted us to. And this is the type of result we expect to get when we do that. This game should serve as a message to the league. We're ready to win, and we're ready to win now. And with the talent we have here, this team's capable of anything.